The tip-off in your hands, and we'll see how it goes.
Hugh Evans and Terry Durham are the men with the whistles tonight. And Mychal Thompson will jump up against Mark Eaton. Ricky Green with it against Steve Calder. Like I said, Hugh Evans, Lee Jones, and Terry Durham here tonight. There's Karl Malone, the Utah rookie sensation. Green, Drexler. Green with the first shot of the ball. Beautiful day in Salt Lake City. Temperature up around the 70-degree mark. Rounds it goes, and the Blazers will have it.
Well, Dantley tried to make his favorite spin move, got the ball knocked away, felt like he got a finger in the eye to a free throw line, and the first possession by both teams, they seem to be a little lethargic and not into it. This is a late start, 8:30, good cut inside.
Nice play to Calder, and the Blazers draw first blood. It's a 2-0 ball game. Ricky Green with a basketball. Dantley trying to get open underneath.
Now Carr
picks him up.
Carr did a great job against English with a lot of help, as you see Coulter trying to come over. But Dantley is a different player. He can take physical contact. He looks for physical contact. As you'll see right here, the ball's knocked away. Coulter tries to come over. Whistle against Steve, his first personal foul, first team.
Malone. And Mychal Thompson with a rebound.
Now that's where you want the Jazz shooting the basketball out on the perimeter. Malone knocks that one out of bounds.
We're just underway from the Salt Palace, a 2-0 Blazer lead. Hope you have a nice evening of basketball. Calder for Kiki. Dantley guarding Vandeweghe. Hansen on Drexler. Kiki lets it go. And inside. Malone again. We're tied.
They're pushing Karl Malone for Rookie of the Year. He's had a very, very impressive rookie season, and he's shown that he can do some things defensively and offensively, so he's a big plus for the Jazz. Thompson. They lost control, so Portland will get a good break and get the ball back, inbounding on their own basket. Malone right there, he misses, and then he finally can't control Portland back live.
There's Mychal. Over Eaton. That'll launch the ring go over that guy. Nice offensive board and a bucket for Kenny. Up.
Well, Layden would want to tell Malone, get some stick 'em on your hand. Somehow figure out a way to hang on to it. The ball is popped free. It comes right back to Kenny Carr. Malone picks up his first personal foul, first team, and Carr has a chance for a three-point play for Portland.
Kenny Carr has been playing outstanding basketball. Doesn't get the free throw, but Clyde gets the rebound. Kenny makes a 4-point play out of it. 6-2, Blazers up.
Easy, Kenny, don't win.
Green and Bobby Hansen, the guards. There's Adrian Dantley, double teamed by Calder and Carr. Leaves Green open on the baseline. Hansen. And it's Malone who tips it in.
Eaton kept again. The Trailblazers have got the Jazz shooting the ball from the outside and forcing Adrian Dantley to give it up here early.
Kenny for Clyde. Yes, sir. 8-4. Ricky Green, 8-year veteran from Michigan.
Ricky Green of late has had some real big ball games for him. Won a couple of them. One against Seattle and Detroit, which is outside shooting. Good penetrating play inside to Malone. He's got all of the points for the Utah Jazz.
They narrow it to 2. Malone, of course, Utah's Rookie of the Year candidate. Steve Calder's fouled on his way to the hoop.
Foul charge, number 14, Ricky Green. Ricky with it.
On the second team foul. Take a look.
Well, Coulter does his best work when he's in an open court like that. He does a good job of change free throws.
So it's 10-6. Sellout crowd here at the Salt Palace tonight. This will be their 21st sellout of the year.
Notice they collapse on Dantley. Now he gets the ball down low. When he's in there, he probably does as good a job as any player in the NBA of just getting the shot off. Carr with the rebound.
Great job of defense by Mychal in that sequence, and Thompson with the shot. Going to have a loose ball foul on Clyde Drexler. His first personal, second Blazer team foul.
That rebound to come off, and you'll see Rob Hansen in there, and Drexler coming up trying to knock the ball away. Gets a piece of the arm.
Ricky Green for Malone. Quick pass for Dantley. 10-8 basketball game. Adrian's got 4. Any reproduction, rebroadcast of tonight's game strictly prohibited unless Blazer Broadcasting says okay, and Kiki's okay. 12-8. Ricky Green with it. Finds Dantley, guarded by Kenny Carr. He's hot. 12-10. Dantley was 6 of the 10. Holder. 3-second violation.
Took a long time to set that one up. They looked like they were initially working for Drexler, couldn't find him. Then they were looking for Kenny Carr. Thompson gets stuck in the lane for the 3-second violation. So the Utah Jazz with this possession have a chance to tie. Again, you want to see some sticky defense from Portland.
On top by 2. Dantley to tie with his 7th and 8th points. And so the Blazers call time with the score tied at 12. We'll be right back after these messages.
Forest Travel, the official travel agency of the Utah Jazz, features the lowest airfare to Hawaii with convenient weekend departures. Get out of the cold and fly to Hawaii.
Dantley has 6.
$399.
Malone has 6.
They got Dantley for 6 and Malone for 6.
You get up to $2,000 tax deferment with an IRA, an individual retirement account. Now at Pennsylvania. Utah's dairy farmers, grocers, and Meadow Gold. We all have a hand in bringing the quality and freshness of the Meadow Gold good feeling to your family. Solid teamwork. That's Utah and Meadow Gold.
Right foul.
Larry H. Miller Toyota parts and service open every day except Sunday. Larry H. Miller Toyota, 5800 South Station.
That song you guys played before while the Jazz were warming up. Is there any way you can get a copy of that?
Program, the Seiko Shoe Bag, and as the Jazz
just
for the winner of the
write yourself a note and send it to me sometime next week.
and you'll be the shooter tonight, Seiko Shoe Bag.
And I take it tonight when I know you don't have the equipment.
Well, the Blue Cross Blue Shield sign with their lucky program.
George, give me a high sign when you're going to get that shot of RJ, right? 12-12 tie, early going. Steve Jones, John DeMott. We're at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Blazers haven't won since the 82-83 season. Hope to turn that around tonight. Blazer basketball. A little pressure from Bobby Hampson in the backcourt.
Well, Jack Ramsey called that timeout, and perhaps more than anything else to talk about defense is it was just about time for a timeout and a mandatory one anyway, and the Portland Trailblazers will come back against the shot clock, which is down to 5.
Kiki on his way to the hoop over Eaton, and Mychal Thompson gets the tip.
All of the Trailblazers have scored, and the Jazz have 2 players that have done the damage. Malone and Dantley, both with 6 apiece as they go for a tie with Hampton. Good defense.
16-12. There's Adrian Dantley, and Mychal Thompson blocks it right back into his hands. And Kenny Carr scrambles for the rebound. Blazers on the run. Mychal controlling. 2 points. Eaton knocked it against the window.
You'll see Thompson right here too late, and it's a goaltend. We'll get another look as Thompson just gets control of the ball. Eaton there too late.
Back line. 18-14 basketball game. Steve Coulter for Kiki. And he Carr cuts. Control the ball off his foot out of bounds. Utah will have it back. Substitution time is Kerry Scurry, a rookie out of that great basketball factory, Northeast Oklahoma A&M, comes in. Drexler, and they take the basketball away. There's that Clyde to Kiki combination again.
Again, good defensive help on Dantley. One of the things that Clyde does so deals when he gets Vandeweghe his 6th point of the period.
Malone finds Dantley.
Shot clock is at 8, and Eaton line drives the hook shot in. In the past, you want Mark Eaton to show you that he can beat you inside. We got a 20-second timeout.
Take a look at this sequence with Clyde stealing the basketball.
Dantley inside, and he's done a good job of getting his body there. Clyde will get it twice just to show you that Clyde is very...
Fans, tickets for the first home game of the playoffs went on sale today. Now choice seating still available. But you have to hurry to G.I. Joe's or the Coliseum to make sure you're guaranteed great seats. Again, tickets are available at any G.I. Joe's outlet or Memorial Coliseum. Open 10 to 5 daily. Get your ticket to Blazer action and the NBA playoffs. Colder. Blazers up by 4. Clyde. Whoop, Eaton keeps him outside. Fans want to travel. Give him a hoop instead. 22-16.
Well, Clyde does a good adjustment there. Waits, gets himself on balance, and goes up for an easy shot. And Portland is moving the ball around and keeping everybody involved here early in the first part of the ball game.
Drexler almost got it again. Ricky Green against Colder now. Mark Eaton with the rebound. Eaton again. Finds Green. Utah a little undecided, trying to set up their offense.
Well, Eaton did the right thing. It was a little bit frustrating. Couldn't get the ball into hoop, so he brought it back out. Dantley would score inside. Nice move.
22-18, Dantley with 8. Carr. Toss for Clyde. Good ball movement. Vandeweghe with it now against Dantley. Outside for Colder. It's good. He was on the line. 6 points for Steve. Blazers by 6. Trying to win their second straight on the road. Third in a row. Malone in and out. Thompson the rebound.
A good thing right now for Portland is the Jazz seem if they cannot get that first entry pass in deep to either Dantley or Eaton or Malone, content to take that shot on the outside. That's helping Portland. They got a foul against Dantley on a hole on the drive.
Kiki will go to the line for 2. John Stockton comes in the ball game now for Utah. That was the first personal for Adrian Dantley. Take a look at it.
Kiki kind of trips on the way in, and it looks at that point he may have gotten a good call, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's the third team foul. Thurl Bailey getting ready to come in the game for the Jazz. 25-18. Kenny Carr apparently a little cut on the lip. And it's 26-18 as Bailey has come in now for Utah.
Well, Malone goes out of the ball game, so Frank Layden has said earlier today he feels his players that are best suited for coming off the bench, Scurry and Bailey, both in the ball game now. Let's see if they change the complexion of the game for the Jazz.
Scurry didn't want to shoot it over Clyde, and he turns it over trying to get it to Eaton. Kenny Carr is going to go out of the ball game. Well, no, we have a timeout, Utah. So with the score, Portland 26, the Jazz 18. We'll be right back after these messages.
Roll posters. We want the Blue Cross Blue Shield sign claim your prize. If you'd like to get your own poster, just drop it in the American Savings Office and open a preferred certificate or stately savings account. Get more details at American Savings.
We've already won 3 straight, haven't we? We're trying to get our 4th straight. No, I was right. Yeah, that's right. Boom, and then to Seattle. Will you give us a little cue so we can anticipate that shot you take of Adelman's kid whenever you do it?
Final score.
We know how. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah. Do we know how old he is? He's 13 today. Yeah.
There'll be another timeout.
Happy birthday, R.J. Adelman. 13 years old today. Rick Adelman's young son. What a birthday present. Make a road trip with Dad and sit on the Blazer bench. So happy birthday, R.J. We know Mom's taping at home to keep that one. Clyde Drexler. Rebound.
Well, the thing that Frank Layden would like to see Stockton give them that Ricky Green did give them early in the ball game is at least some penetration to give that ball up. The Jazz come from the outside again, and at this point in the ball game, they're only 9 of 20. Bailey again.
0 for 2 is Bailey from out there, and the Blazers with a rebound. Kenny Carr. Coulter. Finds Mychal. He'll take a roll down the baseline. Kiki can't make it. Mychal almost saves it. And they say it went out of bounds off Eaton, so the Blazers will have the basketball.
Eaton a little late reacting. He did a good job of forcing Vandeweghe to spin that one out a little bit tougher than he wanted to. Kiki comes out from long distance. He's got 10 in the first period.
And the Blazers up by 10 as we're a tick under the 2-minute mark. John Stockton. Caldwell Jones up and moving. He'll head for the scorer's table. We've got a whistle and an illegal defensive warning against Clyde Drexler of the Blazers. That'll get Caldwell in the game, perhaps. Nope.
Should be. It's a dead ball situation. He should be able to get in.
Yeah, now Terry Durham is waving him in. So here's Caldwell Jones.
Fans telling Ramsey don't get hostile. You know, we're going to get him in the ball game here. But
Thurl Bailey and Stockton and around to Dantley. Dantley drive on Mychal's good.
Now that is classic Adrian Dantley. As we take a look at Kenny Carr getting a little repair work done. He had a cut earlier. They're going to try to flush him out and get him ready to go back in the ball game.
Ron Culp's good cut man.
We don't know about that. We have
Drexler blocked by Eaton. Stockton tries to go post and then passes off to Bailey, and it's 28-22.
Well, that's what they want Stockton to do. Get some penetration, make it easier for the big guys to get closer to the hoop so they get 2.
So turnovers and missed shots. 4th turnover the Blazers to 3 for Utah.
Well, there are not a lot of turnovers for either team. I would say right now the Trailblazers have had the better of its shooting percentage. They've been able to keep Dantley out of the middle. This is blocked by Thompson. That's 12 for him in the period, and quickly they rally back with 6 in a row. They're within 4.
There goes Coulter under Eaton. That's the way you got to do it.
Well, you got to continue to attack him. He's going to knock some down, but he's not going to get them all, so you've got to challenge him. Perhaps you're going to get some fouls on him, but you also got to make some shots. Dantley.
He hits. You see the time left first quarter, 37 seconds. It's a 30-26 ball game. Fans behind us are a little hostile, aren't they? Good pass. Kiki. Oh, yes, sir. The 2 co-MVPs in the Meisterbrow MVP voting.
Well, the Trailblazers had nice offensive balance here in the first period. They got their collection of 32 points as we watch the Jazz hold for their final shot. And undoubtedly, Stockton's going to try for some quick penetration and dish that ball off. You can look for it to come in the hands of Dantley.
And Coulter with a rebound. There's the horn. The first quarter ends. Good basketball game with a score Portland 32, the Jazz 26. We'll be right back after these messages.
Doug Russell is tonight's lucky winner and shooter in the St. Louis shoot-off. Doug will have 20 seconds to make as many baskets as he possibly can. He's going to take each shot outside the paint area. At the season's end, which will be our final game next week, one of the 3 highest scorers shooting off the tournament winner. The grand prize, one combination Seiko team to watch. Doug gets Russell, gets set, go. One for Doug. 2 for Doug.
Step inside the top. He was knocked down 4 out of 5.
That's Doug Wessel. Congratulations, Doug. Thank you for participating. He's exciting flight to take a watches bringing the official Jazz Signal Sports Walk exclusively at Quebec Jewelers. The Spa Fitness Center will offer you a free 30-day membership by taking tonight's ticket to any Spa Fitness location. A free 30-day membership at any
We're going to come out on the numbers.
Spa Fitness location. Hyundai Excel, featured at Larry Miller Hyundai, starting at $52.20. It's the car you want with a.
We doing the stats first or the fan vote thing first?
South State Street, the car that makes sense from the dealership group care. Part of the Malone Eaton on the group. Drexler, attention to the scoreboard.
Okay, so let's bag the fan vote. Yeah, we'll do our first available.
And you can also check for messages located at the north and south end of the arena. The Jazz are welcome to tonight's special group in attendance.
Stats and code for the ID.
Mark Iambroni checks in for the Jazz starting the second quarter, along with the mailman, Carl Malone.
Good balance marks the Trailblazers' 32-point period. Kiki Vandeweghe leads with Coulter and Drexler behind him. Adrian Dantley dominates the Utah Jazz, followed by Karl Malone. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Trailblazer Television Network.
Clyde back out to Coulter. 3 if it goes. And another rebound for Drexler. This time Kiki blocked from behind by Stockton. Kiki comes up with a loose ball, but Clyde helped. Kenny can't control. Mark Iambroni, who's come in for Utah, gets it.
Stockton, the pesky little guy. He had his hands on a couple of balls. Daryl barely cannot finish the play. Off ball, well Jones, so the Utah Jazz will get it back. But that's the kind of defensive help both coaches would like to see. That time Stockton made a couple of saves to get the Jazz another opportunity to shoot the ball.
That's Thurl Bailey with the goggles.
Bailey has the ability to go to the hoop and also shoot from the outside. He's still launching from the perimeter and hasn't really connected from out there. So I would, if I were Kiki, try to make that guy show that he's going to beat me from the outside. Tough shot by Iambroni.
Tried to draw the foul. Bailey rebound. He scores and he's fouled. Foul's going to be on Drexler.
You get Iambroni taking an ugly shot like that, and then you don't get a chance to get the rebound. You compound it by foul, and he scores from in close. Now has a chance for the three-point play.
That was Clyde's second personal, first team foul of the quarter. And now it's a three-point game, 5 points in the contest for Bailey. There's Kiki, guarded by Bailey, around to Kenny Carr. Karl Malone knocks the ball away. Real hustle on the floor by the rookie, but Kenny Carr keeps it alive. 5 on the shot clock as Clyde puts it up. Iambroni with a rebound. Out in front is Malone. Vandeweghe picks him up, and the rookie throws it away. Nobody down there, nobody to help.
Well, it was off for Trailblazers. Steve Coulter and Kiki Vandeweghe were back defensively, deflects off them. 19 seconds on the clock, but Malone not in a good position, forces that pass, and you'll see Steve Coulter knocks it out. Jack Ramsey makes a pair of substitutions. Paxson in the ball game, replacing Drexler. Porter in, replacing Steve Coulter. So we got a new backcourt for the Trailblazers.
Chicago beat Atlanta 102-97, the NBA tonight.
Big game there. Michael Jordan back with 30 points.
Scurry with it. Works it around the perimeter. And the Blazers steal it right back. Vandeweghe to Paxson. This is Porter. Stockton guarding Terry. Almost a knockaway by Scurry, and Paxson's hoop makes it 34-29. Blazers back up by 5 again. Jimmy Paxson, voted by you fans the most valuable Blazer off the bench. Stockton, rebound, Iambroni. CJ with a block. Finally a whistle in there. Lee Jones finds Kenny Carr with a foul. Kersey coming in the ball game, the most improved player in our fan voting.
see the ball go off. Ivoroni comes up trying to use his body on Kenny Carr, which he does, but not aware of where Caldwell Jones is. Jones trying to come back, make a block on Malone, gets him down below, and Malone will go to the line for the first time tonight.
4-point game at 34-30. Seven points for Malone, a rebound, Caldwell Jones. Porter, nice move. Got in traffic. There's Paxson. That'll be for three, but gets nothing but air, and out of bounds it goes.
Well, that ball slipped out of his hands. He had plenty of time to get that one away, but lost control of it. The fans behind us up in arms. This is going to be a group you'll have to keep an eye on. They could come.
They may come down and take our headsets away. Stockton out to Ivoroni.
Malone battling inside. They're going to call that foul against Karl Malone.
It's a loose ball foul, therefore a team foul. His second personal.
Delay a game against Malone, unhappy with the call, kind of hung on to it a little bit longer than Lee Jones thought he should have.
Paxson with a basketball, just under 9.5 to go first half. Blazers by 4. There's Caldwell Jones.
Nice pass inside, and again, Stockton is quick to recover. That saved a hoop as Porter was there. As we take a look at the Buddha.
You're going to go up and rub his belly 3 times, get a whiff?
Probably won't. It won't make anything good happen.
Kersey. 36-30. John Stockton out of Gonzaga University. Ivoroni, shot clock's under 10 as Mark puts it up. Glass and iron. Malone, Kersey, and Porter.
Ivoroni is taking some tough off-balance shots for him. Porter comes back down and makes him pay a real sweet move inside with the left hand. Here comes Bailey in the Jazz.
Blazers have led by 10. Bailey draws the personal foul. It's on Jerome Kersey. So that'll be his first personal and third team.
Bailey almost lost control of that ball as the Trailblazers find a good place to trap, which is down in the corner, but get a little bit too aggressive. Ivoroni out of the ball game. Adrian Dantley back in.
To say Blazers have led by 10. They lead by 8 now. Utah. Barry Durham has a call away from the ball. He's got Kersey again.
Well, as I said, you know, it's always said to put a body on a player, but Dantley at 6'4" is perhaps the best that's ever played that kind of a game. He is just a real physical player. He enjoys the contact and actually plays better when he can get somebody on his hip. That ball's a little bit too quick, and he can't handle it from Karl Malone, so it's a turnover against the Jazz.
Terry Porter brings the ball up now. Stockton picks him up at the time strike. Stockton knocks it out of bounds. 13 on the shot clock as the Blazers play it in.
The difference so far in the ball game, John, has been the Trailblazers' ability to get the outside shot to go in and then to get a couple of extra opportunities. So they've been scrambling to keep the ball alive. Kersey nailed another one from the outside.
And the Blazers by 10. Traveling.
John Stockton a little bit out of control right there. A good call by the officials. Lost the ball, ran in, knocked some people down, and Portland will have possession with the 10-point advantage.
There's traveling, then there's stumbling, and there's Paxson. 12 points, the Blazers up. Biggest lead of the game at 42-30, and Frank Layden figures it's time to chat about it, so we'll take time out. With the score, Portland 42 and Utah 30. We'll be right back after these messages.
Larry H. Miller knows the competition is good, so we have to be better by keeping our parts and service department open on Saturdays. This greatly helps us try to be the best for you. Just bring in a Jazz ticket stub and
it's my first show.
On all parts and service orders.
What else we got? That's dead.
You want an honest deal. Safeway, America's favorite food store.
And now.
For all the comforts of home away from home, try the Residence Inn, 762 45 east or south in Salt Lake City. The residence inn in Salt Lake's finest all
Ooh, that's a killer for them.
And information, call 532-5511. Landmark Chevrolet.
That was closer. They solidified in that fourth place.
They got it. Nobody's going to get that from them. Unless the Trailblazers win their last 5 ball games. Tonight would have put them in a position where they'd be in a tie. So if the Trailblazers win tonight and sweep, they would get 43 wins.
You have a red Jazz sticker on your seat with the Jazz envelope. Please report to the Blue Grass field sign. You just won a $20 gift certificate from Brett Meyer. Once again, check under your seat for that special gift.
Ricky Green back in.
Back in for the Jazz, replacing John Stockton is Ricky Green.
And you see, Jack, the Blazers up 12. Don't forget, we've had our Meisterbrow fan vote all season long, and tonight will be our Meisterbrow final fan vote of the regular season. And there's no better way to finish out the year.
Well, Eaton has returned to the ball game for the Jazz as they try to find a way to score there. Now against the shot clock, Scurry from long range.
Oh, what a nice board by Caldwell. Terry Porter on the run, around Scurry, lay it up, no, rebound Dantley. Malone against Kersey. Good job of D by Jerome. Oh, Malone gets a little angry, doesn't he?
Well, he's only angry at himself because he had a good opportunity to score on 2 chances, and that was it. Jerome makes a good hustling play, and again showing his ability to quickly get off of his seat. Made it a tough try for Malone. Ricky Green saves it. Malone gets another chance, muscling his way back up. He wanted that 3-point play.
Anyway, Steve and I will give you the question and all the details about our Meisterbrow fan vote and the question of tonight's game at the end of the quarter, so stand by for that. Malone makes it 42-32.
You look at the bench totals, and the Trailblazers certainly have dominated that. Paxson with 4, Kersey with 4, and Terry Porter with 2. So 10 to the 3 that Thurl Bailey has given them, and Bailey's out of the ball game right now.
Good ball movement by the Blazers. Good defensive play there by Scurry, but he knocked the ball out of bounds.
Well, with the team that they have right now, Frank Layden feels that Scurry probably should be starting, but feels that his attitude is better for the team coming off of the bench. He's a better athlete between Rob Hansen and himself. Shot clock violation. That's the best defensive series for the Utah Jazz as they caught the Trailblazers napping. You hear Jack Ramsey, and he's giving instructions. See the clock, but I'm sure the players forgot just how much time there was after they got the inbound.
Ricky Green to Dantley, nearly, yes, it was stolen by Jerome Kersey. There's Green with him. Layup doesn't go, Paxson is there, and they're going to call a loose ball foul over the back on Jimmy Paxson.
Paxson's going to say, I don't get many offensive rebounds. Give me a shot to get that one. You'll see Kersey right there, and he does a good job of changing directions. Here comes Paxson. Looks like he almost got
the penalty. That was a 15.
In the penalty, and this is a guy you don't want to see at the free throw line. Second to Malone in attempts this year. Normally shoots better than 80%.
This young man going into the action tonight is 20 scoring list. 4th all-time average at 26.47. It's pretty good company. Kareem, Wilt.
Dantley has taken along merely an offensive player, but he's been more of a complete player here with the Utah Jazz. But his strong point of his game is getting the ball in the hole and getting to the free throw line.
He's got 16 with 6.5 to go in the half. Paxson, CJ, pops in position. A big board by Malone.
The Trailblazers have been able to get a couple of shots, even though Caldwell's shot does not go in, and that's what you want to do. You want to be active on that offensive board and keep this team in white, shooting the ball from the perimeter.
Dantley trying to get around Kersey. Jerome, good job of defense with him.
Shot clock at 5. They're going to have to get it up.
Scurry from the 3-point range. And the rebound, Caldwell Jones. Terry Porter. The Pax. Jerome leaves it for Kenny Carr. They're under 10 on the clock again. Down to 5 as Kenny. Caldwell is really battling on those boards. Well, he has all year.
One thing that he's doing, as soon as Mark Eaton leaves his man to help defensively, and he's going to the glass, you'll see Malone come around. He's going to draw the foul. They want a goaltend call.
Whistle came before the shot. Fouls on Kenny Carr. Take a look.
Oh, it took a real good shot in the jaw.
Kersey goes out of the ball game. Drexler has come back in with Kiki.
Oh, Malone came right through Carr. Carr had the hands down low. He's telling Lee Jones right now, I got the elbow in the chin to pay for that when this guy's getting rewarded by going to the free throw line.
42-35. He left the game once with a cut lip tonight.
Well, I've always said you don't play basketball with your face. Never lead with your chin, and you'll always stay pretty.
42-36 as Malone brings the Jazz to 6 back. 5:20 to go in the first half. Clyde Drexler with a basketball for Kiki. One decision there, and Malone will get the steal. It's a 4-point game. And Jack calls timeout. With the Blazers leading 42-38. We'll be right back after these messages.
The newest city, upper Drexler goal, section 22, road double C, seat 6. You can receive a free pizza compliments of Godfather's Pizza. Pay your seat, your pizza's on the way to you. Time went out like that Bud Light Jazz Superfan. The Superfan is seated in the upper dress circle, section 21, road double D, seat 2. They're going to receive 2 courtside tickets to the next Jazz home game or final home game of the season, along with numerous Bud Light souvenirs. Once again, stay in your seat. The tickets and Bud Light souvenirs are on your way to your group. And if you're sitting in courtside, section 8, row C, seat number 8, you're going to get a chance to participate in the Honda shooting halftime. Bring your son or daughter with you or any young person nearby. Immediately with Blue Cross Blue Shield sign, you're going to have a chance to win a new Honda ATC or a TRX courtesy of Ford Brothers Honda and Honda of Salt Lake.
Oh, that's an interesting note. Yeah, that's a good note. They didn't shoot a free throw in the first quarter, and they've shot 9 in the second. We haven't shot one. Little bit of a seesaw battle. Blazers have been up by as many as 12. They now lead by 4 as Steve Calder and Mychal Thompson return to the action.
Now the Trailblazers now have their starting unit intact, and the Utah Jazz have 4/5 of theirs with Scurry in to try to do a defensive job on Clyde Drexler.
Clyde for Kiki.
Kiki Vandeweghe.
44-38, and Vandeweghe with 12. That's Dantley. 3-second violation.
3-second violation.
Dantley getting that ball inside to Eaton, and Eaton taking a lot of time just to turn around and get himself set. Thought he was going to get a whistle, and it turned out to be a 3-second violation.
7'4", 290 pounds, Mark Eaton.
Colter stepped out of bounds. He was right in the alley, caught the ball, dropped his leg, and stepped on the line. So Portland turns the ball over to the Utah Jazz.
44-38, 4.5, little less than that to go in the half. Ricky Green for Malone. Inside pass for Dantley, knocked away.
Well,
Blazers with another steal.
Malone has trouble passing the basketball, but the play was there. Portland does a good job of moving it, and they
talk about some passing. 46-38.
Steal Drexler. Thompson on the rim, so that's going to be a goaltend.
Defensive basket interference gives the Jazz the basketball, but the Blazers up by 8 again with 4 minutes to go. And Utah calls time. Take a look as we go away. We'll stay right here. We're going to keep it right here. So Take a look again.
Well, it's good action by the Trailblazers on the glass, and that's been part of their strength in holding this lead. You'll see Thompson trying to give one more chance. Clyde wants to talk to his team about their inability to board. They've got some size. They've got some people that can do a decent job on the board. Early this morning he was talking. He said if there was one guy on his team that he was really disappointed in this year would be Mark Eaton. After Eaton got the contract, which was one that really boosted him up, and he worked real hard to get to that secure status, he hasn't played as hard in the coach's estimation, and so it's been kind of a plateau season for Eaton.
Hey, tickets for the first home game of the playoffs went on sale today, you know. Now, choice seating is still available, but you have to hurry to G.I. Joe's or the Coliseum to make sure you're guaranteed great seats. Again, tickets are available at any G.I. Joe's outlet or the Coliseum, which is open from 10 to 5 daily. So get your Blazer ticket now. Playoff tickets. They got a full house here tonight. They got 21 sellouts on the year now. And the game was an hour later than normal here. This is a big conference weekend. The Latter-day Saints Church has their big conference, and members from all over the all over the United States are in Salt Lake City this weekend. It's quite a spectacle and quite an event here in Salt Lake. As we look at Rick Adelman and Jack Ramsey talking things over with the Blazers. Thurl Bailey's checked back in for Utah. Scurry plays it in for Ricky Green. Kiki guards Bailey.
Bailey's back in the ball game as Malone takes a breather and the Jazz strike from the outside.
Kenny Carr with a rebound. Clyde thought Kiki was going to cut down to the baseline. Never get critical on that kind of a play when you look at how many times. Well, they've connected for about 6 already tonight, those two.
Well, I think you're going to have those miscues, but the players normally will make a correction. Kiki probably gave a little fake as they lived Scurry wide open, and again, the Jazz just can't get it down. Portland limits to one shot. If Coulter with the rebound, and Portland quickly to the other end.
Blazers have the rebounding advantage tonight. Kiki from Clyde, and to Mychal Thompson. And the Blazers by 10 again. 3:08 to go.
One of the things that Kiki has done well here in the second half of the season is give the ball up, and that time he found Mychal Thompson after.
2:59 to go, second quarter. 10-point basketball game. Blazers led by 12. Got some action away from the ball. Kenny Carr being helped up off the floor. The foul's on Dantley. It's offense, and it's his second personal. Steve Coulter guarded by Ricky Green. Finds Mychal Thompson down low. Eaton 8 seconds on the shot clock when the ball comes in. Jack Ramsey reminding everybody about 8 on the shot clock. Clyde from the three-point range takes it in. And there's Mychal Thompson, indeed. 50-38 with 2.5 to go in the half. 8 points for Mychal Thompson in the game. Dantley doesn't get the bounce, and Kenny Carr is just destroying Mark Eaton on the boards tonight. Pass from Clyde to Mychal, can't control. Ball turns over the other way.
Well, he wasn't ready for it. Just a glimmer of daylight was there, and Clyde whipped that ball into him, and Thompson could have had 2 if he was ready to receive it. They come back attacking with Bailey against Kiki Vandeweghe.
He walked, indeed. Basket. Here comes Karl Malone back in the game for the Utah Jazz with 2:01 to go in the half, and Scurry will go out.
Well, Dantley's going to now go back in the backcourt. They'll have Bailey, Malone, and Eaton up front. That's their biggest front line, and easily their best front line. We'll see what scoring attack they get out of it.
Layden's got to be thinking rebounds, huh?
Well, he's got to be thinking rebounds and also getting some points. They are struggling at this point.
Ricky Green against Coulter, falls away, gets the bounce. 50-44 for Green. Clyde. Little pick by Mychal. Eaton blocks the hook shot. Blazers keep it alive. Okay, Kiki from Clyde again. To go through the play-by-play sheet and see if Kiki's 16, how many Clyde gets the assist for. Just guessing, but I'd say Clyde's got 5 anyway. Colder from Vandeweghe. And Eaton gets a piece of that as we come down to the 1 minute mark in the half. Blazers get it right back. Fans are getting a little hostile. Eaton a block over Mychal Thompson. That's his 5th of the game. Karl Malone gets the hoop around Kenny Carr. 15 for Malone. 10-point ball game. Steve Colder against Ricky Green. Shot clock to 10. Lob for Drexler, and Adrian Dantley fouled him. Nope, they say Drexler backed in on Dantley, so an offensive foul on Clyde, who doesn't like the call. His 3rd personal. And a technical is called on Clyde Drexler by Lee Jones, and Lee is somewhat disappointed in Clyde's behavior. I guess Lee took umbrage with the way Clyde handed him the ball, and now Frank Layden wants a 20-second timeout. So once again, we want to remind you we had a nice turnout today for the first day of playoff ticket sale, as Adrian Dantley is going to shoot the free throw on the technical. But there are still playoff tickets available. So don't waste an opportunity, fans, to get on down to G.I. Joe's or the Coliseum and get those playoff tickets, particularly those of you that call the talk shows and say, we can't ever get Blazer tickets. Well, there's some available. Get on down there and get them. And now the 20-second timeout as Dantley missed the free throw, so we have 25 seconds to go in the half. Want to say everybody hi to everybody back home from Betty and Bob Boozer, who are from the Blazer Booster Club, and they're here at the Salt Palace tonight. They bid for and won this road trip at the Best of Portland auction to benefit Special Olympics. So Betty and Bob are here, and they say to say hi to all their friends back home. Had the pleasure of dining with Betty and Bob Boozer and some of the Blazer evening that was. And we're going to show you some of the highlights for those of you who didn't have an opportunity to get to the banquet. We'll see some of the highlights at halftime along with our regular halftime activities. There's Green to Dantley. Dantley against Kenny Carr. Colder comes over and picks him up. Shot clock's down to 10. They double the ball. Out it comes to Green. Shot clock's down to 5. Colder, good defense. Green on the floor. 3-2. Bailey. He's fouled as he goes up. The basket will not count. Bailey was fouled as he made the shot. And the foul's on Mychal Thompson. Take a look. You can see the clock coming down. That represents the shot clock as well. 2 seconds to go in the half as Scurry comes. And Caldwell Jones, who has got a great baseball pass. Mychal Thompson and Kiki are camping down by the basket. Mark Ivoroni has come back in for Utah. Caldwell's going to try and get the rebound and fire one of those touchdown passes the length of the floor. Watch. Paxson comes in. Stockton comes in for Utah. There's Jimmy. Stockton walks behind him. We've got 2 seconds to go in the half. Steve, of course, will chat with Rick Adelman, and we'll have some highlights. And then the lighter side of the Meisterbrow MVP banquet. Coming up at halftime. Stay with us. At the half, it's Golden State 55 and the Clippers 47. Utah coming off 2 straight losses to the Clippers. Papers were a little negative about that. Six-point game, 8-point game, 52-44. And there it is. The half comes to an end with the Blazers on top. So the Blazers, with a win in Seattle the other night, have really been in command most of the way of this contest tonight. Super job of rebounding by Kenny Carr. They have denied Utah the second shot most of the time, and that has been a big part of the basketball game.
Well, Rick Adelman, the team has got a 8-point advantage. You've got to feel good about the way that they've been able to control the Jazz defensively and do some good work on the board. Again, the question here is, in beating the Jinx, can you keep it up for 48 minutes?
Well, I think, Steve, what you said is true. I think the defensive end of it was where we got the lead. We played them very good in their half court. We didn't let them run on us at all in the whole first half, I think, except for that one little stretch in the second quarter. And it seems like every time we play here, they always have spurts on us. If we can maintain our defensive intensity and get away from those spurts that they get here, I think we have a very good chance to win.
All right, you've allowed them just one shot. Are you going to continue to double up on Dantley and make him give the ball up?
I think we almost have to. You know, he's such a part of their offense. Everything revolves around him, and I think we have to key on him. We have to make him give it up and make somebody else beat us. So I think if we're smart in doing that, like we were the first half, it can be very effective.
All right, Rick, get in their locker room. We'll see if they got 24 more minutes in them.
And let me tell you about the Meisterbrow fan vote. As you know, Meisterbrow and the Trailblazers have made it possible for our fans to register their opinion.
Side from the MVP banquet.
A big hand for our offbeat jumpers.
You're telling your team, keep it just like it is, don't change a thing. And if you're Frank Layden, he's telling his team they've got to have better ball movement, they've got to have better shot selection, they just got to have goes.
Kenny Carr had to come help out, as Frank Layden said, don't let him inbound the ball. And Bobby Hansen and Ricky Green really gave him some trouble in the backcourt. The shot clock's already down to 14. Eaton got a piece of that loose ball, goes out of bounds off Bobby Hansen, so the Blazers will keep possession with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Bobby Hansen, Ricky Green, the guards. Malone, Dantley, and Eaton up front for Utah. There goes Clyde. All right, 54-44, it's 10 again. Same five that started for the Blazers with Mychal, Thompson, Kenny Carr, and Kiki, Vandeweghe, Clyde, Drexler, and Steve Colder.
Well, Drexler has 9 assists in that first half, so he's not only done a good job of getting himself involved and making sure everybody else stays involved. They've worked that two-man game to perfection.
Ricky Green makes it a 54-46 contest. He's got 6 points. Just underway, second half action here at the Salt Palace. Got a whistle away from the ball. Lee Jones has Mychal Thompson.
Moving to pick so Vandeweghe could get free.
Jack a little disconsolate over the call. A block by Kenny Carr, but a personal foul.
Well, those are the kinds of plays that Rick Adelman was talking about. They've kept him out of a breaking situation much of the night. And
Dantley with a good first half, 16 points, but all of them in the first quarter.
Al, he had 14 of those in the first quarter. Only
okay,
got
yeah.
2 in that second period.
Kenny with a rebound, and Colder with a basketball. Clyde. Malone with a board. You know Layden had to talk a lot about rebounding in his locker room at halftime. There's Hansen, blows the layup on the pass from Green, and Kiki Vandeweghe with a rebound. Blazers run. Mychal. Another assist for Clyde.
Thompson doing a good job of moving the ball around Mark Eaton until the Trailblazers get the conversion. The Utah Jazz do not. They've got to continue to keep the pressure on.
There's Adrian Dantley with a rebound. Mychal Thompson. His third personal, the second team foul.
Carr is telling Lee Jones, I know all of Adrian Dantley's tricks. We went to school together in Washington, D.C., so they played against each other a while now, but Dantley gets back to the free throw line. Thompson picks up the personal foul.
Blazers lead it by 9. Boy, it takes a long time to shoot there, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't take 10 seconds. Dantley's got a routine, and I think he's forgotten it. He's got a little thing he says to himself about backspin and a few other things, but he'll take a lot of time. But, again, this is a free chance to score. He's not shooting 80% as he normally does. You got a guy back there counting.
That one took 10.
Well, he's still in the limit. He missed them both, though.
Kiki! All right. 58-47, Blazers by 11. Vandeweghe with 18. Just over 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. This is Bobby Hansen. Boy, he had a painful home injury. Burned himself with an exploding popcorn popper. Adrian Dantley puts up a prayer, gets the rebound. Nobody there to get in his way. It's 58-49.
Now, the missed free throws may have wakened Dantley up. The strength of his game, again, is penetrating. They want to whistle. The Jazz do against Drexler. They don't get it. Kiki set from the outside.
He's got the range, 60-49. Blazers by 11 again. 20 for Vandeweghe.
The Jazz are struggling right now, and if you're the Trailblazers, you want to try to put them away. You don't want to let them catch fire at all, so you got to try to keep the heat on them, keep that ball coming out from the outside, rebound it, and run it down.
Hansen. You and Paxson talked a lot about keeping Mark Eaton from being a big factor in this ball game, and Frank Layden has to believe that the Blazers have done that.
Well, when Eaton scores, that's a plus for them. You know, his strength is getting the ball and knocking it back and getting him a chance to run. Hansen on the break.
Off the steal, he makes it a 60-53. Wasn't really a steal. Kiki dribbled the ball in his foot and lost control and went down with it. Colder. Diana and Roger McCain say hi to their friends in Newburgh. They've moved to Idaho. Came down for the game. Kiki.
That's the third one in a row for Kiki from right about the same spot, so the Jazz are going to have to get out on him if they're expected to shut him down. He's got 22.
That's Dantley.
Kenny Carr.
Draws the foul on Kenny. That's his fourth personal.
Dantley, like Kiki Vandeweghe, is really developed to going to his left very well. You very rarely get to see him come back to the right side, sort of surprised Kenny Carr. Caldwell Jones is going to get in the ball game. Carr will go out.
CJ comes in, 3 team fouls, so no shooter. Boy, this man has played well these last 17, 18, 20 games. Malone. Tips it to Hansen. Box. Get it. Dantley on the lead. Close to 7. 21 now for Dantley. Just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. For Kiki.
Same spot.
Yep, he likes it there. Clyde with a nice rebound. He's fouled trying to shoot. Fouls on Bobby Hansen. Take a look.
Kiki misses, but this is a thing that the Trailblazers have done all night long, which has allowed them to have some success at the offensive end, and that's follow the basketball. Drexler there, takes it back up, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Blazers were 4 out of 4 at the line in the first quarter, did not shoot a free throw in the second quarter. So this is the first free throw since the first quarter for Portland, 63-55. Fans have some cards they were handed coming in the building tonight. They wave those at the free throw shooter.
Hansen has time for 3.
Big hoop. Clyde over Hansen. Too far. Eaton with the rebound.
A lot of white shirts running out. We'll see what the Trailblazers do. They don't keep Ricky Green out of the middle, and Karl Malone stays after it.
Look at Kiki battle. You're going to have a jump ball.
This has not been Karl Malone's night tonight in terms of being able to grab the rebound and put it back up. Green with a quick, strong drive. Won't go in. Now watch. Malone tips it once, twice. He can't get a hold of it right there. Kiki finally comes in. They knock the ball to the floor. Vandeweghe smothers it, and they play rugby. Vandeweghe controls the top.
Look at the pass from Clyde. Colder. Whistle.
Karl Malone.
That's a little bit of a mismatch as they come to the
nice little
coffee
shovel
table.
pass by Kiki Vandeweghe. Malone trying to come over and make the block, just pulls Coulter around the waist, and Steve Coulter will go to the line.
He can make it an 8-point game again. The Blazers' most inspirational player, according to the fans who voted in the Meisterbrow fan vote for the MVP banquet, Steve Coulter. good choice.
Well, you've been giving us those people bits and pieces. Who won all of what?
Well, Clyde and Kiki were voted by their teammates co-MVPs. Kiki, the most valuable offensive player, got an illegal defense warning against the Blazers. Call it on Calder. Jim Paxson, most valuable off the bench. Clyde Drexler, most valuable defensive player. Calder, most inspirational. Kersey, most improved, indeed. This is a technical foul shot because it's the second violation against the Blazers tonight. Ricky Green makes it 66-59, and Utah will keep the basketball. There he is. Green around to Malone. Finds Dantley, guarded by Mychal. On Caldwell. Dantley trying to force the shot. And they call a foul on Drexler.
Good call. Drexler got the hand of Rob Hansen, and we got a timeout.
Timeout with the score: Portland 66, Utah 59. We'll be right back after these messages.
Now, everyone can join Utah's largest and strongest credit union, America First, the dedicated credit union of our Utah Jazz. America First Credit Union, we belong together. Landmark Chevrolet, home of the ultimate power forward, the 1986 Chevrolet Corvette, the ultimate in Chevrolet parts service and body repair. Bring your gas ticket stub and receive an extra 10% discount on parts and service. Open all day Saturday for your convenience at 5650 South State Street.
Dominic is 29.84.
PVC, personal business computers. Our business is making sure yours runs smoothly. PVC, specialists in helping business increase profits and efficiency.
What was Adrian when the night started? What was Adrian when the night started?
Home and away are live this season on 57 KOUD radio in Salt Lake City, the flagship station of the Jazz Basketball Network. Check pages number 8, 79, or 91 in your Hoop magazine. Look for a Jazz sticker on any of the 330 Thriller ads. You'll be a participant in the spin and win contest if you have one of those lucky ads. Buckle down to the courtside level below the Blue Cross Blue Shield sign. With a lucky program, you'll be again participating in the very excellent spin and win contest. Grant Harrison scores table, please. Grant Harrison scores table.
Utah's basketball, 6:51 to go, third quarter. Blazers a 7-point lead at 66-59. Adrian Dantley will play it in. He, of course, in a battle for that scoring lead in the NBA. Second place as we stand here tonight. Ricky Green with it. Hansen, quick pass for Eaton. The hook doesn't go, and Mychal Thompson, great rebound. Nice outlet for Clyde against Hansen. No whistle, and Jack can't believe it. Ricky Green, quick.
Transition game, that's what the Utah Jazz would like to get in. They can't convert. Malone inside, draws a foul against Caldwell Jones. Gets a little jump hook to go, and that gets a sellout crowd off their feet.
First personal on Caldwell Jones. Malone has 17 points with a hoop. Chance to convert, and that's the 15th foul.
You make the call as Rob Hansen runs in front of Drexler. No contact. Clyde just trying to extend right there. Just doesn't have enough power to get it up and get it down.
And Malone's made 5 in a row at the free throw line. We go to 18 points and make it a 66-62 ball game. Drexler against Bobby Hansen. Bobby fights his way around CJ's pick. Clyde is going to get fouled as he shoots by Mark Eaton, and as they go to the free throw line, we'll pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Trailblazer Television Network.
Well,
So
Drexler was not going to be denied that opportunity to get into the basket area that time. Did a good job of setting Hansen up to rub him off that pick, got in low, then using a good athletic ability, just got the ball around Mark Eaton. Can't convert both free throws, so the Trailblazer lead is 5, 67-62.
11 points for Drexler. That's Green against Calder. Malone. And Kiki with a rebound. Clyde brings it across the timeline. Mychal from Vandeweghe back outside for Kiki. 69-62. Blazers up. 24 for Vandeweghe.
Now they're doubling the middle right there, so they're showing 2 men, and Dantley can't get his drive, so he has to cough the ball up, and Hansen will come from the perimeter, and that's really been a lead. The Jazz have not been able to convert with the other people shooting the ball.
Boy, Hansen's a little pest, isn't he? Colder over Green. 71-62, Blazers by 9. 5:10 to go, third quarter.
So every time the Jazz have mounted a little charge, the Trailblazers have had an answer, and Frank Layden wants to take 20 feet going for his team in Hawaii.
He's also substituting. John Stockton is going to come in the game for Utah. I want to remind you that tickets are still available for the playoffs. They went on sale today, so hurry on down to your nearest G.I. Joe's outlet or the Memorial Coliseum. Don't get shut out. Those tickets are going quickly. There are some left. The box offices at the Coliseum's open 10 to 5 daily. So we hope to see, I know we're going to see at the playoffs. Last minute instruction, Jack to Clyde. Stockton has come in and Hansen has gone out for Utah. Blazers go with the same 5. Now they bring Mychal back in. Caldwell-Jones goes out.
Ricky Green is out of the ball game. The Trailblazers didn't make any changes. They still have that same unit out there. Mychal and Caldwell-Jones are both in the ball game.
Out of bounds it goes. Little foot action there. There'll be 5 seconds on the shot clock. Stockton rebound. Malone blocked Mychal Thompson. And the Blazers keep it alive. Good job. Great job by Pop. But the turnover is Hansen gets a steal. Look out. CJ's down there. Yes, sir. I don't think Dantley knew he was still down there.
Well, they get the play anyway. Caldwell-Jones comes out of the corner over there. Dantley going up and trying to throw it down. Got the ball blocked by Caldwell-Jones. It came right back to Karl Malone. You watch Drexler trying to push the ball ahead. Hansen makes a good reaction, puts the ball up. Now here comes Caldwell-Jones to make the block. Nice defensive play. And Malone will go over, using the strength to get it in. Caldwell-Jones down below, and Malone has a chance for another 3-point play.
Indeed. 65 for Utah. It's a 6-point game now. 71-65. Blazers on top. Really had to wonder where you come from. Colder's fouled by John Stockton. That's his first personal and the 4th team foul.
Steve Colder shooting 2.
(72-65). Blazers trying to get their 2nd straight home win. I mean road win. This isn't where we live. 73-65. Steve has 14. Malone. Hansen for Eaton. Knocked away by Mychal Thompson. Drexler for Coulter.
Again, the good defense creates the break. The Trailblazers are able to convert, and they get an inbound violation as Eaton is saying, hey, I was waiting for you to say something, and Portland will get the basketball back.
His foot was well over the line. That's a tough argument because they never say anything on the inbounds play after a basket.
Well, if it was as far over as you said it was, and it was pretty obvious. Vandeweghe strikes again. That's 10 in the period for Kiki, a total of 26 on tonight. So
Blazers
Portland
equal their biggest lead of the game.
Portland very quickly gets 6 in a row after the Jazz had cut it down.
Fouls on Clyde. That's his 5th personal.
Foul number 5 for Drexler.
And Jim Paxson will come in.
Mark Iavaroni checking in.
And Mark Iavaroni comes in for Utah.
Well, Ivoroni hasn't hurt the Trailblazers, so Malone has, so that's a good trade-off. Drexler come out. He's done big damage against the Utah Jazz in scoring and keeping everybody involved, as you saw in that last breaking situation. So the Trailblazers right now on a roll.
Bobby Hansen at the line, 3 years from Iowa, 25 years of age, third-round draft choice.
Well, Hansen has scored all 9 of his points in the period. So he's been a factor in the offensive scheme of things and defensively here in the third period of play. Hand check on John Stockton. Pretty easy call to make as he's trying to harass Steve Coulter.
Number 2, John Stockton.
So this will put him at the line because they're in the penalty now.
Well, the thing that makes Coulter so difficult to handle defensively is that he comes at you from a lot of different directions. You know, he steps and he's moving forward all at the same time, and what Stockton was trying to do really was the right idea, just guide him down the sideline, but got too frisky with the hands. Coulter gets 1 of 2.
Eaton the rebound. He's got just under 3.5 to go. Stockton for Ivoroni, who almost walks. Stockton. Shot clock at 10 as he launches. 78-69. First basket for Stockton in the ballgame. Jimmy Paxton's got a whistle away.
3 seconds.
3 seconds on Caldwell, I guess.
No, they don't call it 3 seconds. They call a block. Again, trying to free up Kiki Vandeweghe. Looked like Lee Jones initially was going to call a 3-second violation.
That's Stockton waiting for somebody to move and set something up. He gets against Mychal Thompson. The hook was going downhill. 78-71.
That's a tough shot by Vandeweghe, trying to take advantage of the transition and get that ball up. He never really did get himself on balance.
There's Ivoroni. The lead, which was 12 a moment ago, is down to 5 again. So a little seesawing here in the fourth quarter as each team spurts. Mychal Thompson against Ivoroni. Shot clock to 10. Caldwell against Eaton. Fans trying to get in this thing. CJ, nice move. 80-73. And we've got a foul on John Stockton. The Blazers call time as we take a look.
You see Stockton trying to snip in there, and he gets caught.
The score is 80-73, and we'll be right back after these messages.
All right. I mean, that left-hander can throw it. You should have told me you wanted that.
Good way to have lifetime rotator trouble.
What?
Throwing those little light things.
He throws them underhanded almost, but he's got a pretty good arm.
Yeah, look at that one. Good heavens. This guy's not bad.
That lefty can throw him. It's a good whip there.
Look at that one. Woo. Got some wings here.
He directly gets the score at halftime, and he's won a $200 gift
3,120 or 56% of you who have called are in favor of keeping the Blazer nucleus together on our Meisterbrow fan vote. And 2,446 or 44% of you think the nucleus of the team should be changed. It's still not too late for you to vote. So call us at 227-7655 as Caldwell Jones steps to the free throw line. If you think the nucleus of the Blazers should be kept together, or 227-7659 if you change the nucleus of the ball club. The click will indicate your vote's been recorded. We've got 2 minutes to go, third quarter action. John Stockton with a basketball for the Utah Jazz, an 81-73 Blazer lead.
Well, Scurry has slipped in the ball game for the Jazz. They're trying to get the ball to Bailey down low against Kiki Vandeweghe.
81-75. Terry Porter's come in for the Blazers, as has Ken Johnson. Indecision by Terry results in the turnover. Stockton, a nice alert defensive play. Bailey blocks CJ. Porter out for Paxson. Eaton tippy toes as the guy that big can tippy toe, and the baseline keeps it alive. Quick movement to Bailey. Now Bailey with 11. 20-second timeout called by Jack Ramsey. I think he's got a little out of control there, Steve.
Well, they didn't really get out of control. They were able to get the pace of the ball game up. The Trailblazers didn't get back. Bailey's a good offensive player in those situations. Was able to get some activity going, got some hoops. Jack Ramsey wants to talk about it to make sure that the team understands you want to keep them shooting that ball on the outside. Now watch Caldwell Jones come in and make the good defensive play. Portland going the other way.
A minute 7 to go, third quarter. 4-point Blazer lead at 81-77, their basketball. Terry Porter and Paxson, the guards. Stockton picks up Porter. Kiki gets loose of Bailey for a moment. Outside to CJ it comes. Mark Eaton just shoves Kiki, no look. Terry Porter's shot loose on the floor. Caldwell Jones. Caldwell trying to keep Bailey out of Kiki's face, and John Stockton picked his pocket. Open for Scurry. Blows it! Ivoroni is there. They blow it, but a foul is called. Life's embarrassing moments.
Well, Scurry was there, and he went in with a lot of authority and caught the back part of the rim. The ball popped out, and all of the play just stopped. Now, Stockton is a real pesky player, and he steps in, makes a steal. Good pass to Scurry, an easy jump, gets the back part of the rim. Ivoroni in there, and the Trailblazers pick up the personal foul.
Kenny Johnson was whistled. 3-point game now. Trade after the season began from San Antonio. 81-79. Golden State over the Clippers by 10. Look at the pressure in the backcourt by Utah. Bailey and Stockton double team the ball. Bailey with it. Paxson gets it back for the Blazers.
Well, they got to get a shot clock up. They're going to say a violation is going to come up here. They're going to say a backcourt violation. Jack Ramsey's going to say they had control.
These people don't agree with Jack.
Well, let's take a look at all of the action now. There's pressure in the backcourt. This is what Jack Ramsey told them. Now watch the time. Well, right there. Bailey tips the ball. There really isn't any control yet. Paxson comes over. So it's a good call, and it's a violation.
Going back to the beginning of that play, Bailey made contact with the basketball while it was still out of bounds.
You saw that?
Yes, I did.
It was a technical call.
I guess on Jack. T was called on Jack. So it's a 1-point game. At 2:07 to go in this period, the Blazers led by 7. That was a minute 45 seconds ago. Dantley is in. Eaton out.
That will put Bailey or Ivoroni in the middle, but they want the last shot of the third period with a chance to go ahead, so they will hold the basketball, and John Stockton will try to create the play.
Clock to 10. You see it on your Blazer broadcasting screen. Good coverage by Kenny Johnson on Dantley. Puts up a wild one in the quarter end, so the Blazers cling to a 1-point lead after 3 quarters to score Portland 81, Utah 80, and we'll be right, she can't believe it, we'll be right back after these messages. Yeah, Bailey bats the ball, almost knocks the ball off his hands down here, and they don't call it. I think that's what Jack was screaming about, was when he gave it that, was the contact over here.
No, he's upset because they touched the ball back here, but they didn't have control. So he's saying, well, they had touched the ball, looked like they had control of the ball, so they should still have the ball with no violation.
Mr. Nowicki, shooting for
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Hyundai, all right.
Good luck, James. Oh.
Come out on the stats.
And he's shooting for hitter. Diamond Mills worth $50. Chris Raleigh. Congrats, Chris. Pretty good shoot, though, you guys. Each hitter also receives a weekend for 2 at the Residence Inn, Salt Lake's finest all-suite hotel. Now, one of these young people is going to win a money.
Oh, there's Jane.
Battery powered courtesy of the Fred Meyer store. Coca-Cola. One shot. Father who makes his shot wins the ATV in the minute of a time.
That monitor isn't even close, is it? Blue to purple? Color correct that monitor.
First shooter was Rod Fergie. That was Dave Winkleman and Max Keith. Now shooting. Rod Fergie, you are the winner. You just got to the boy. That little battery-powered ATV, congratulations. Our consolation prize is 2 dinners for 2 at the Western Sizzlin Restaurant. Congratulations, Rod Fergie.
Well, in a ball game that's seen momentum swing back and forth, the Utah Jazz finally got a little bit going at the end of 3. The Blazers 81, the Jazz 80. The leading scorers, Kiki Vandeweghe with the solid period with 10 leads for Portland, followed by Coulter and Drexler. Dantley and Malone, the leading scorers for the Utah Jazz, with 21 apiece. And we come out the 4th period with the Jazz in possession of the basketball.
Kenny Carr and Steve Coulter have come back in the game for the Blazers. Blazers led by 12 midway through, and now we've got a whistle away from the ball.
22.
And a foul called.
Scurry.
On Scurry, yes.
Offensive foul charge to Scurry.
His first person was offense. Paxson against Scurry. Kenny Carr in position is fouled by Thurl-Bailey. Over the top. His first and the first team foul. Take a look at it.
Portland shooting that ball from the outside, but it has been the case much of the night. They've been in position to get second opportunities. Action on the drive.
He's fouled by Curry. On the way to the hoop, so he'll shoot it. I guess they call it on Stockton, so it'll be his 4th personal, his 2nd team. They both picked him up as he drove in. And at one time, Paxson led the NBA in free throws. Then he went into a little bit of a slump. He's dropped down. He's still in the top 10. Free throw percentage.
Well, a slump in this case would be a couple of misses. He hasn't had that many attempts.
Right. His percentage plummeted down to about 86. Stockton finds Ivoroni, and he's fouled by Vandeweghe.
Foul call. 55 Kiki Vandeweghe.
That's his first personal.
Stockton moving the ball around, finds Ivoroni down low, and that's where Ivoroni's going to do most of his damage if he's going to hurt you at all, is in close to the hoop. He gets fouled by Kiki Vandeweghe.
Nick's 3rd round choice in '78, then to San Antonio, or then to Philadelphia, then to San Antonio. 3 years in Italy, so Ivoroni's been around the block. 29 years of age. 11:19 to play. And it's a one-point game again at 83-82.
Well, they showed trap, and this trap gave the Trailblazers some trouble just before the third period ended. Coulter has his pocket picked by John Stockton.
And for the first time in the ball game, Utah on top at 84-83, their first lead. And so timeout with Utah on top, 84-83. We'll be right back after these messages. I said that.
Timeouts remaining. Portland with 3 full timeouts. The Jazz with 3 full timeouts.
Where's Donnie sit when he comes to the games? You got it. Mine too. Music of your life.
These are Mark Eaton block shots.
Music of your life.
That's it.
Who gave that music that name?
So whoever the syndicator was that first put together the format. Yeah. Sure.
Bring him on out, Baptist Jazz. The Cardinal Bank Jazz there.
Those B's mean Mark Eaton's blocks as the Blazers play the basketball in. He's got 5 tonight. There's Caldwell Jones. Out it comes to Coulter, and that means $10 for local charities here in the Salt Lake area as Eaton and an organization here in town donate money for each of his blocks. Kiki Vandeweghe is leveled by Mr. Scurry. Excuse me, Kiki.
Well, the ball popped free, and Scurry, trying to get there, really just put his hand on Kiki's back. Kiki was a little bit off balance as he had turned his ankle, goes on the floor.
Paxson. Little pick by Caldwell. Great pass. 2, 3, 4. Ball won't fall, but CJ gets fouled. It's on Eaton. His second, 4th team foul.
Right there, it's one of those blind passes. Eaton comes up, just barely gets a piece of him, but enough to get Caldwell Jones to the free throw line. The Jazz have just gotten their first lead of the night. We'll see if Caldwell can take it back for the Trailblazers.
Ties it. 10:36 to go. 4th quarter. 12,629, the official attendance figure tonight. And that's the 21st sellout, as we told you, this year for the Utah Jazz. 17 out of 19 are the Blazers at the free throw line tonight. And they take the lead back at 85-84.
With this lineup out on the floor, they've got to get point production from Bailey, and they've got to find Eaton somehow inside. We'll see what happens with the attack. Scurry is really a very good offensive player, but always seems uncertain what to do with the basketball. Ibaroni.
That's 2 stuffs they've missed. Caldwell helped him miss that. Shoulder around for Caldwell Jones. Inside pass to Kenny Carr. Let it move. Gets his 6th block of the night. He was the guy until Manute started to play. There's Steve Coulter with a steal.
Well, they still got a battle. Manute Bol is just about 5 blocks a ball game, and Eaton is about 4-7.
Yeah, they're close. Bailey. Blazers another break as the rebound comes right into the hands of Jimmy Paxson. Jack calls the play. Paxson on the point against Scurry.
Trying to find Kiki Vandeweghe if they can get him the ball. They finally do. The shot clock is now under 10.
Vandeweghe Score the hoot. Fouled by Scurry.
Well, Scurry has had a tough night with incidental contact. Just happened to be in the way. Not really going after him, but just getting there. That's the second foul where he's just touched a guy, and it's a costly one. And Vandeweghe now will have a chance for a three-point play. Hansen back in the ball game. Drexler with 5 personal fouls, and Jack Ramsey taking a real chance here with 9:19 to go back. Left in the fourth period of play brings Kiki back.
Trying to make a 4-point lead out of it again. So the Blazers up by 4, 88-84. There's Bailey.
Well, if you're the Utah Jazz, you've got to find a way to try to get who's ever Clyde Drexler scoring the basketball, allow them a chance to
2
score.
points for Hansen, goaltending against Caldwell Jones. 88-86. 11 points for Bobby Hansen. Colder running against Stockton. Rebound Ivoroni.
Well, Eaton got a piece of that ball as Ivoroni brings it up. There's no telling what Ivoroni will do at this point.
Stockton for Bailey. The tie. Eaton. Blazers.
Eaton has not been a factor on the board as Caldwell Jones trying to save, throws it out of bounds.
Boy, Pops has been everywhere. Ended up in the 3rd row that time.
You'll see Eaton has a piece
out,
of it.
folks.
Caldwell Jones
Hello.
just out hustles him for the basketball.
Stockton. And Hansen ties the ball game. Here comes Colder. 3rd tie. First one was at 2-2. Caldwell, Eaton comes outside to him. Here's
5 seconds on the shot clock.
3. And Carr. Oh my goodness, what a job by Clyde.
Tremendous offensive rebounding tonight by the Trailblazers. Drexler, who's in jeopardy with 5, goes hard to the glass and takes it down.
7:50 to go. We got that one for you. Put that in your wallet. Stockton ties it again. Clyde for Vandeweghe. Bailey picks him up. Forces it, scores it. And he'll go to the line as Mychal Thompson comes back in. Foul on Bailey. Take a look at this play by Clyde. Blazer Broadcasting strikes again.
Well, the Jazz do their job. They get Carr taking a tough fadeaway. The ball comes off. Now watch, right there. Clyde, Johnny on the spot, beats Bailey to the basketball and drops it down. Kiki Vandeweghe now has a chance for the 3-point play. Portland on top by 3, 93-90.
7:25 to go. Ivoroni.
You wouldn't guess it, but Vandeweghe has 32 points from the nice steal by Coulter.
Takes on the mismatch and gets the foul. So Steve will go to the line, and he can put the Blazers up by 5 again as Ivoroni's first personal goes in the books.
Well, Dantley was in the ball game for the final shot of the 3rd period as we take a look at Coulter on the drive and Ivoroni trying to make sure he doesn't get the ball up in the air. At any moment, we got to see Dantley come back in the ball game. Jerome Kersey comes out. Vandeweghe with 32 silently trots to the bench.
And the lead is 5 again as Colder makes them both. Blazers have shot well from the line tonight. They have had some games where they haven't. An airplane comes and lands in the purple paint. Blazers have only missed twice. When you do something like that, you can really change the tone of the game for your own team. That time they threw an airplane right in the middle of Utah's offense.
Well, worse than that, you don't want to throw any things out there. People can get hurt if you swings another hook in.
That's the biggest deal. One of those airplanes hits somebody in the eye. It could devastate a career and a life. Drexler. 3-point ball game. Great touch pass out. Colder drives it. Tried to get into foul territory and had a Ivoroni on the rebound, and Steve Colder fouled him. He pretty much had to, just trying to get up there where the basketball was.
Well, he got hit a couple of times by any number of Trailblazers that time as they were trying to get the ball out of his hands. They are checking to see what the situation is. They want to get Dantley back in the ball game.
Hansen will go out.
No,
Ivoroni's going out. Hansen faked me out. He took 3 steps toward the bench and then turned around and went back. Stockton brings it across the timeline, gives it to Bobby Hansen. 6:20 to play as Bailey hits again. 1-point game at 95-94. Blazers pulling to the lead, 14 for Thurl. Mychal Thompson against Eaton. Gonna go for it, and then comes out to Colder. Stockton got in his face. Mychal with an offensive rebound. Goes against Eaton, his 7th block. No block. Loose ball foul.
34, I think.
He called it on Kenny. So that's his 4th personal. We're in the penalty, so we'll take a walk down and shoot it. Well, they're not going to shoot
it. It's a shooter. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, there it is. Nope, they're not going to shoot it. Table says penalty. We'll take it. 5:48. 1 point. Utah down inside. It goes to Dantley. Mychal stays with him, fouls him.
Now by Mychal Thompson.
Well, we won't have any problem with this one. This definitely is a penalty situation.
At home, all the folks are saying, well, this is how Lee Jones is going to put him on the line. Right? 4th personal on Mychal, 4th team foul. Kiki Vandeweghe will come in as soon as this free throw shot.
Well, the table's a little bit confused, so he's grabbing the wrong flags right now. But Dantley was...
We're tied.
Dantley does not seem certain of his free throws tonight. He's a little jumpy on the line. He wasn't sure that one was going to go in. It got nothing but the heart. Kiki back in the ball game. Jerome Kersey quickly out.
So we've got a 5-minute and 42-second basketball game now. Stood over the puck too long. Bailey with the rebound, doesn't get it. Hit there.
Dantley got the tip.
They give it to Dantley. I honestly couldn't tell. Let's take a look.
See, Bailey keeps it alive. It looked like, well, it's Kenny Carr that tips it in.
Yeah.
As he was there, but Dantley and Thurl Bailey were both there. They lob inside. Eaton comes in to scoop it up.
And bottom line is that Utah can go up by 4 here. They do, and that's their biggest lead of the basketball game at 99-95. Jack calls time. That'll settle things down with 5:09 to play. And Utah up by 4. We'll be right back after these messages.
Portland with 2 full timeouts. The Jazz with 3 full timeouts.
Boy, almost 9,000 people have called on tonight's fan vote. I already did that, thanks. Okay.
Bring him on!
The latest tabulation on our Meisterbrow fan vote shows that 4,983 or 55% of you are in favor. Make your call. You can still vote on the Meisterbrow fan vote. We've got a personal foul on Bobby Hansen against Clyde Drexler. You see the time left. Second personal on Hansen. Penalty situation. So Drexler will shoot 2.
Well, the Trailblazers were really upset about the non-call that came about on the previous play, in which they ended up trying to lob inside to Clyde. He was bodied out of position and wanted to whistle. They didn't get it. Drexler misses his first opportunity at the line.
And they're letting the fans get in this one. It's been a little quiet in here. 99-96 now.
They meaning
Saw
the
by
officials.
3. Well, meaning the Blazers, who have fallen 4 behind, now 3 behind. John Stockton's had a good second half.
Well, they're trying to work the ball in low. They finally find Dantley in the lane that anybody can be, and he takes the ball to the hoop. He's got 5 in the period.
Got 26 in the game. They lead by 5. Biggest lead of the game. Vandeweghe against Thurl Bailey. The hook.
Well, that's the second one of those he's got to go in, so Kiki continues to light it up. 8 in the period, 34 on the night.
Just a hoop away from his season high. He's done that a couple of times. Did it the other night in Seattle. Bailey against Kiki.
Bailey, who could not make that shot earlier, has really come to life. 6 in the period, a total of
18. Vandeweghe against Bailey. Drexler. Inside he goes, draws the whistle. It's on Stockton. Number 5 on Stockton, I believe. Take a look.
Stockton's nowhere around there, so
he gave the 1-2. I don't know what Terry Durham was doing. He showed us the 1-2. He meant the 2-0. Clyde does not agree. Clyde is having a little problem making the freebies. Misses them both. Utah by 5. Try to make it 7. 3:45 to play in the ball game. Blazers have led most of the way. Bailey. Rebound Kenny Carr. That's what the Blazers did so well early. Holder. Kiki. Eaton with a rebound.
Kiki hasn't made many shots tonight, and when he's had that kind of time, he's usually got them down, but right now everything seems to be in favor of the Utah Jazz as time is beginning to also work against the Trailblazers. We're down to 3:12 left in the ball game.
5-point lead as the Jazz use the time. Dantley hits with 4 seconds on the 24-second clock. It's a 7-point Utah lead. 28 for Dantley, timeout for Jack and the Blazers with the score. The Utah 105, Portland 98. We'll be right back to the Salt Palace after these messages.
Timeout remaining, Portland with 1. The Jazz with 3.
That's a fact. After 1 to 3. We'll go if there's another timeout after this. fans are happy now. The Utes on top. And want to remind you to stay tuned for our post-game show. As per usual, we'll chat with one of the stars of tonight's game. Utah has taken the momentum away from the Blazers here in the fourth quarter in a 7-point lead with 2:58 to go. Kenny Carr, Clyde Drexler. Pass underneath for Kenny, gets a lucky bounce and the hoop.
Well, that 6 on the night for Kenny couldn't have, that 6-point couldn't have come at a better time because the Trailblazers were struggling. That looked like that ball was a clear side. Here there comes the help.
That's Bailey for Stockton. Clyde denying Hansen the ball. Now Hansen finds Eaton, 2 seconds on the shot clock, and he gets the bounce. He's got 8. He's got 8 points and 7 blocks.
Well, there's still plenty of time. Portland trying to get some penetration. Coulter has time for 3.
Rebound, Kenny Carr. Stockton all over him. Kiki. Coulter for 3 again. All right, 26 three-pointers on the year for Steve Coulter and a 107-103 Utah lead. This is Stockton. Need to see some of that Super D that we saw early.
Dantley with 9 in the period.
30 in the ball game. Told you a while ago, needs 38 to regain the scoring lead. Clyde's three-point try. Stockton a rebound. Dantley gets 38 tonight. He'll regain the scoring lead in the NBA.
Stockton is trying to use some time. Make sure that they use a 24 or close to 24 every time, then try to get the ball in the hands of Adrian Dantley. They are now down to 9. Dantley from the outside.
For the rebound, the pass goes behind Kiki. Hansen gets it back for Utah. Tough break. Kenny made a nice outlet. Kiki was just a couple of steps too far down the floor.
Again, they clear aside. Dantley is telling Eaton, come over, give him a little screen. They'll see what happens. Maybe they can get something going inside. Dantley for 2.
And a chance to make it a 3-point play. As it's Utah by 11 at 111-103. Take a look.
Come over, the lane opens up. So initially they had the good defense that broke down. Thompson out of the ball game.
Caldwell Jones comes back in. That was Kiki Vandeweghe's second personal foul. We're under a minute to go, and Utah has climbed to an 8-point lead. Little antics of Dantley at the free throw line. The Mike Hargrove of the basketball players. Hargrove, of course, the baseball player that likes to fidget around at the plate. We've got timeout. 58 seconds to go. With the score 112-103, Utah up. We'll be right back after these messages.
Timeout remaining. Portland with no timeout remaining. The Jazz with 3.
Quit playing defense.
Well, thank you to Fred Meyer for sponsoring tonight's autograph party prior to the game.
I wonder what the rebounding difference is this half. Well, the Blazers have a 9-point mountain to climb now, and less than a minute to climb it, as they'll have the basketball.
Well, time certainly is their ally. They got to be thinking of some three-point plays, either from long distance or getting the ball inside and getting fouled. Caldwell-Jones now goes for three.
Good. Hefty. And the rebound by Hansen after Bailey knocked it away. There's Stockton. Don't know if that's the guy Jack would like to have shooting out there. Colder in pursuit of Stockton. Thurl Bailey. Shot clock's coming down to 10 as Utah's using time. Game clock's at 36.
No shot.
No shot. Foul committed. Clayton's getting ready to put a fork in the Blazers, I think. It'll be Thurl Bailey shooting the foul. Just over a half minute to go. Thurl has 18, 19. And the lead is 10, Utah. So the Blazers in command of this thing most of the way until Utah took it away from them in the fourth quarter.
Well, again, the Trailblazers will be thinking about a three-pointer. They come back to Kiki Vandeweghe. That one will be short. Eaton rebounds for the Utah Jazz, and they can put this one in the win column.
So this will be 6 losses at the Salt Palace. Blocked Caldwell-Jones, but Bailey gets the loose ball. They'll just let the time run out if they can. Kenny Carr against Adrian Dantley. Quick pass inside. Blazers come up with it. It's motion time. Kiki keeps it alive. No basket. Mercifully, the Horn 114, Portland 103. We'll be